Paranormal show. Whoa!
What the heck is that?
I don't know. Anyways, got sidetracked. Of course. Always at the beginning. Okay. Let's restart. Okay. Hey, crypto heads, it's the Goose with the Cryptic Paranormal show. And as usual, right next to me, I got D Nice. What's up?
What's up? Point to
How are
me.
you doing? What's
Bet you
that?
can't do it. I said, point to me. I bet you can't do it. Go!
And down. Oh, I messed up. No, whatever. Down
He's
there.
over
There
there.
he is. He's moving. Mr. Heisenberg, Michael Bradley, what's up, sir?
What's up? Not much. Chilling.
How are you doing?
Kicking it. Oh, just same old, man. Working.
Yes, sir. And we are back in lockdown here in Summit County.
Yeah.
We are just stay-at-home mornings today, and oddly enough, though, my girls are still doing the hybrid thing, so I guess they're still going to school on Mondays and Tuesdays, which is I found interesting. But yeah, that's what's going on. Real quick, everybody signing in, hoping to see Dustin. He will be on the 9 to 10 hour. But we do have a show for you in the meantime. We're going to be talking about positivity in the paranormal community. Positivity in general, honestly.
Yes.
I mean, especially with all the news this weekend, everything going on. And it's a great role into Dustin PARI because if you don't know, he's actually a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
On top of everything that he does in the paranormal community, and super positive guy. I love reading his tweets and his Facebook posts. Always something to think about and make yourself happy and think positive. And that's what this is about tonight. So that we wanted to talk about that. And there's been a lot of back and forth on social media about, hashtag Paraunity. It's real. It's not real.
Yeah.
And we can get into that. I prefer just to stay positive all the way through the show.
Right.
So, we want to talk to you guys watching. Give us some suggestions on some things we could talk about that you've witnessed in the paranormal community that you find positive and, uplifting and good for the community at large, not even just the paranormal community. And, we have some stuff to share with you ourselves that we've kind of been digging through. There's been a lot. I mean, hasn't there?
Yeah.
I mean,
If you focus on it, honestly.
Yeah.
I try to avoid the drama, even when
Right.
I'm getting tagged in it on Facebook.
Right.
I try to honestly just scroll on by. I literally don't care. I don't have time in my life for other people's drama. So
Right.
if you look at things differently and if you use social media the way it's meant to be used, not to, destroy other people's lives, if you
Right.
use it to uplift each other and to show support for each other, then if you really focus, you can find it. And there
Right.
is so much good stuff out there. There's so many good people doing amazing things. It's just sadly you have to look for it because the other stuff seems to drown it out.
Yep.
So that's
One of
why
those.
we're so excited to point all of these things out because
Yeah, I think we need it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've had a pretty rough negative thinking last couple of months, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been the whole year for a lot of us, but it's been hard for everybody.
Yeah.
And when you're sensitive to that kind of thing, you're feeling other people's pain when they're going through stuff, and it's just like, gotta start thinking better.
It's
You know,
hard.
because in the end, I think we're the only ones that are going to turn this shit around. I mean, we by positive thinking and positive doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's getting hard.
I think we're in a really hard spot right now. Obviously there's a lot going on with COVID and whatever. I think that, some people will do it a little earlier than others, but I think that people will start to see, like, life is way too short for this shit. It's way too short for drama, and you would think that going through a pandemic, people would see that, like, you don't know if that person's going to be there tomorrow. So how about we don't be an asshole,
Right.
And okay, story time. I'm going to get a little personal.
Let me get comfortable.
Right.
No, that's fine. Go for it.
2 years ago, it's actually almost 3 years ago now. My cousin passed away. And she was like, you know, we were under a year apart. We grew up in the same house. Her mom babysat me my whole life. You know, we were like sisters. And right before she passed away, we got in some stupid fight. Like, I couldn't even tell you what it was about. And she unfriended me on Facebook. And
Wow.
when she passed away, everybody's posting pictures and memories and all these beautiful things, and I couldn't even see them over some stupid thing that it was so unimportant. Like I literally don't even know what it was about.
Yeah,
And
that sucks. It's horrible.
ever since then, I don't let things bother me. Like, I'm not a pushover. I don't let people take advantage of me often.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I'm not going to stress about little things that people say, especially in a text message or online or something. You don't know the person's feelings behind that.
Exactly.
You know?
Yep.
So I can't let it get to me, because I've been down that road, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through. So I don't, not doing it anymore.
Right.
Life is way too short. You know, she was 35 years old. Like, just died one morning at her house. You know, we don't know what's going to happen.
No, I had something similar happen to me too with my aunt. My aunt Patty passed away, and she was posting some weird stuff on Facebook, and we got into it a little bit, and I unfriended her, and she was gone. You know, and the last thing I remember is just like you, just not. It just life is too short to get silly over stupid stuff, and you're always going to regret it in the end, especially because you never know. It could be the last thing you say to somebody. Amanda Lewis met.
Oh, sorry.
Amanda Lewis said, "Just be a good person." That's absolutely right. Her and I were talking about parent unity. I know there's a lot going back and forth. Videos coming out, you know, saying parent unity is a real thing, and videos coming out that parent unity is garbage and just be a good person. Which is true. I mean,
I get it both ways, honestly. Like, I think it's an awesome concept, but at the same time, if you're just being a good person and everybody's just supporting each other anyways, there's no need to put a label on it. And I think that's, you know,
there should be parent unity anyways.
Right. It's just called unity.
Having to put a label.
Yeah.
How about be a good person because of humanity?
Hey.
There you go.
So smart.
Yeah. But no, I mean, and Amanda, I know I kept meaning to make that video and I just never got to it. So, but yeah, I mean, I believe the same thing. I get sick and tired of us having to label everything that we do.
Yeah.
You know, got to put a hashtag on everything. I am just as bad about it as a lot of people are, but
never
I usually
hashtag. I haven't.
Good. Don't do it. But you know, don't label things. Just be a good person.
Yeah.
Just be a good person.
It's about being a human
I did
being.
use one hashtag. I hate hashtag. I hate hashtags.
Oh, there you go. That's not very positive, bro. It's no hate in this room tonight.
See hashtags.
Okay. All right.
And then plus, you know what? The other thing is, I only have so much time on this planet, and I know that, and I am not going to let anyone have the power over me to ruin my time.
Right.
I'm not going to let, you know, something that somebody said that I misinterpreted, like, ruin my time with my kids or ruin my time with my husband or whatever I'm doing. Like, I'm not going to let somebody else have that power over me.
Right.
It's not worth it, and they're not worth it. You know, if somebody's really upsetting you that much, they're not worth your time. And when I explain this to my kids all the time when they fight, you know, you getting upset and you crying and you being mad just means that person wins.
Right.
So don't let them win. You got to be stronger than that. And I'm not saying, trust me, I have breakdowns all the freaking time. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know, you just cry it out, get over it, and move on. Like, it's not worth being upset about.
Yep. Uncle Guido, Mr. Tony Santori. First of all, I hope you're doing well, man. We've all been sending healing prayers. We want you to get better in rehab there and get back into what you love to do. But he says it's all parent unity until somebody doesn't get what they want. Don't be a douchebag, plain and simple.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Exactly.
And hey, Lacey, one of our favorite people's on tonight. Dustin Garrison, what's up, buddy? Mr. Howie Odell, how are you, sir? I saw Michelle in there earlier. But
She's
yeah,
always the first one, man.
oh yeah, she's always there.
Yes.
Yep, Michelle Millions.
I get nervous when she's
Millions.
not the first one in there, man.
I know, right?
I'm like,
Is she okay? We're gonna send out a search party.
But no, and again, it's important. And when I look back, as hard as this year was, for the whole world, but like looking at the positivity in the paranormal community, you and I were talking earlier. It's been a good year.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of good stuff that's been happening this year.
Right.
And people need to, it's about part of being positive. It's about looking at what we've done, not what we couldn't do.
Right.
Right. And I think, I don't know, I just trying to stay happy, man. It's so hard.
It's hard. It's very hard.
I'm gonna call out Tony on this one. Because I was talking to Kate about it the other night. Like, Tony sometimes just messages me and says, "Hey, how you doing, brother?"
Yeah.
Just out of the blue.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know.
Yeah, it's nice. Usually it's about 3:00 in the morning, and I'm on the shitter, half awake. He's like, "Hey, brother, what are you doing up so early?" I'm like, "Well, do you really want to know, or?" No, but I know, and it's nice. I mean, it's nice. It's part of the whole positive thing and keeping each other moving and checking in on each other.
Yeah.
Because we're not getting to see each other right now. I mean, this is what we have. Facebook, we have Zoom. I mean, that's
right.
And we got to thank God for that kind of stuff. I mean, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
I think Thanksgiving, our dinner, since we can't be with our families, I think we're setting up a camera and we're going to eat with each other on Zoom.
There you go.
And just, at least beat each other that way. You know what I mean?
Making adjustments, man.
Yeah. Right. You gotta conform to what we need to do to be together.
Right.
And I know a lot of people want to fight it and make it a big political issue, but it is what it is. If you want to survive, you got to follow the rules. Plain and simple. It
was so cute. My 7-year-old the other day, I accidentally left the news on, which I try not to watch the news when they're around because I don't want them, they don't need to see all that shit.
It's terrible.
Right. But I had the news on and my 7-year-old was watching and he just comes up to me and gives me a hug and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Mom, I'm so happy that we're safe."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Yeah. I wish people could have that attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just be thankful that you're not sick and you're not, it's not one of your loved ones that passed away or,
Right.
Gosh, just stop bitching so much.
I know. Yeah.
And the kids are the ones suffering the most.
Right. My kids haven't, I think they played with April's kids once in this whole time. Since March 13th, they have only seen kids their own age once.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Laura Schubert says, "Hello, peeps. First time here. I love Denise."
Oh.
Who doesn't love Denise?
We all love Denise.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Drew Bugs.
Put it in the chat. Who doesn't love me?
Yeah.
Nobody better answer that question.
Hold on. You guys go ahead. I got to type something.
Yeah, I know. I'm already typing right now.
I won't know because it'll pop as the Cryptic or RU Media Network.
Right. It could be.
You won't know who said it.
Oh, shit. Mine will prop up me. Never mind.
Well, yeah.
Sucks.
Dustin said, "D nice." There's a reason we call her D nice.
Right.
Or D unit, whatever mood she's in that day.
Yeah, whatever mood. Don't mess with me when D unit comes out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You either get D unit or D nice.
No, it's I do have a lot of people who think that I'm just like I'm fake. Like, oh, she can't be that nice. Like she can't be that positive all the time. Like she's probably talking shit about people behind their backs. Like, I don't have time for that.
She is as nice as she appears.
She is, really is.
And you know what? It's not
so
easy. It's not easy.
No.
Listen, it's a daily struggle for me to be positive and to remain positive, especially now with how shitty things are outside of my house and inside my house is a little chaotic too. But it's just it's just like anything else. You just have to train yourself to do it. Like every day, focus on, 5 things that you're grateful for. I know it sounds so cheesy, but you just have to take, literally look around your house and think of 5 things that you're thankful for or grateful for or that you appreciate. You know what I mean? And do little things. Like I started, I'll just randomly text people and tell them that I'm proud of them and tell them why I'm proud of them. Nobody hears that anymore. Once you're an adult, people don't tell you that they're proud of you.
Scrolling back and see if I got one. No,
I never have either, man.
Yeah. Nope. Well,
She's not proud of us at all.
All I get from D Nice is, well, we should do this. What if we do this?
Right.
How about this? No, we talk to each other almost daily. Well, we do daily, several times.
Yeah. I'll get you one out there. It'll be a surprise, though, not tomorrow, because then you'll be expecting it.
Every once in a while, I pop in there.
Everyone here going to MadCon 4 and FC1 or FCI 1? Yes.
You know it.
We are. We'll be at both.
I have reserved our tables.
For both. Can't wait.
Nice.
For both.
Yep.
I don't have a
positive thing. There's positive thing 1.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited too. And I hope it's a lot better in the summer.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't even care if it's going to be hot out.
Right.
To be honest with you.
Yeah. Just let me hug people without a mask on, and that would be so nice.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking at work. I was like, can you imagine when you're able to walk out of your office without a mask on?
Right.
Because every time we walk out of our office, or if somebody comes into our office, we usually put one on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when we walk out, we always have one on.
Right.
And it's just like, it's going to be so great. I mean, it's going to take us a little bit to get there, but it's going to be so great to be able to do that. Just the simple things like that.
Yeah.
Going to the store without worrying that you have a mask in your car.
Yeah.
It's funny. My kids have become so accustomed to it, having to go to school.
Yeah.
That, like, my youngest, she'll walk in, like, from being out, and it's still on her face for like 15, 20 minutes after we get home. She just doesn't think about it.
In my office.
Yeah. She doesn't think about it anymore. It's because it's so part of our lives now.
Right.
Yeah.
Peggy Goodell, I lost both of my parents earlier this year. That puts your life in a different perspective where petty little things don't matter. Yeah, I don't have the time or energy to deal with it. I agree completely.
Yeah, absolutely, Peggy.
Nope.
And you know what? I'm so thankful. I am very thankful that these people who worry about petty little things have never had to experience that. Because that's something that you don't learn until you experience that. And I'm very thankful that these people haven't been through that kind of trauma or loss or anything. And it sucks, but maybe that's what it's going to take for some people to understand. Life's way too short.
2 years ago today was my mom's passing from a horrible disease, MS. I mean, I know a lot of people can live long, productive lives with the disease, but unfortunately there's so very little known about it still. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to come up with better prediction methods. If she had been diagnosed so much earlier, she probably would still be here with us. But
that's one of those things that's hard. The symptoms can be mistaken for so many other things, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
She had already had so many health issues to begin with that they were treating everything separately, and nobody put the pieces together until she actually almost had a horrible car accident because the bottom half of her body went completely numb.
Wow.
And she couldn't feel the controls.
Wow.
Luckily, whatever flare she had snapped out of it right before she ran into somebody, and she was able to get out of their way. But she said she was cruising for about 5 minutes on the road.
Oh my God.
Doing about 40 miles per hour down a hill, and she could not feel her bottom half, completely numb. But as going back to the positive angle, I mean, I hope nobody has to ever experience that. And here I am 2 years later, and it makes me sad thinking about that day being today. But you can't drown yourself in that. You got to think of all the great things. Mm-hmm. What I feel bad for is the people that didn't have that kind of relationship with loved one that they lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you just gotta find the positive in everything. That's the only way you're ever gonna push through through any major trauma, any pandemic, any political breakdown. I mean, there's so much going on at one time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. And going back to Peggy, sorry for your loss as well. That's horrible. I feel like everybody losing people is so much more pronounced this year too.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It just seems like everybody I know is losing somebody.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Ron Thomas says, "D nice.
D nice. D nice."
But going back to MadCon and FCICon, that was one of the positive paranormal things we wanted to talk about that happened this year. Amongst a lot of other things, we have a lot of other examples that we want to share with you guys. We'll bring this picture up because this is.
Oh, I took it off.
There we go.
Oh, look at that! You can't see the number. Let me take that banner down so you can see that number. I'll take that banner down too. There it is. See that big number right there? $10,612.
So
that is very
amazing.
Extremely important.
Yeah.
This is the Musgrove family. For anybody watching that doesn't really know, you should know by now because we talk about it all the time. MadCon is a big paranormal gathering convention that's been happening pretty much every year since Adam has owned Madison Seminary.
Mm-hmm.
And the fundraising goes towards fighting cystic fibrosis, which the young man there holding the check in the yellow sweatshirt, he's the one that has cystic fibrosis. He's Chris's son, Easton, and he's an awesome kid. The whole family is amazing.
They really are.
So strong. And you want to talk about positivity in the face of horror.
Yeah.
You know, nothing is worse than seeing a loved one sick, especially if it's your kid.
Right.
And like, they're so brave and so strong,
right.
You know, and for us to be able to do something for them and for people like them, so, you know, going through the same thing.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. And that was a ton of money.
Yeah, it was.
That was a nice check.
That blew everything out of the water.
It was amazing.
And I highly recommend that you go back and find the interview that Denise did with Easton's mom.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Really good.
If you look back through the Cryptic.
So strong. So amazing.
Yeah.
There's your lesson for positivity. Even just, I have 3 boys. So even just that part of it is amazing for her to be still smiling, you know, but then the fact that she's constantly in the hospital with Easton and they have so many things that they need to worry about on top of just normal boy stuff, like throwing a book at your brother's face and cutting his lip open, you know,
you know, from personal experience.
You know, so she has things on top of just normal boy stuff that she has to worry about. And she does it every day with a smile on her face.
Yeah, Dustin. Easton is cool AF to hang out with. Makes me laugh. Yeah, he was a cool kid. The whole family was awesome.
Place, man.
I know. We just had some people out metal detecting at the seminary, and I was like over on the west side of the building where nobody ever really goes, and I found 2 Nerf darts over there. There's still, you know, evidence of the little Musgroves running around.
Oh yeah, definitely, Billy. Prayers are definitely being sent. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Prayers being sent for Easton.
If you couldn't see the pictures, if you couldn't see the background of the pictures, you would never know that Easton's in the hospital. You know, he's still smiling and you know, he's so strong.
we talk about Chris and Krista being brave, but I mean, he's the one going through it, and I've never seen the kid without a smile on his face.
Right.
You know, always energetic, running around. I mean, I've only seen him a few times, but you know, even the pictures when he's sitting, like you said, when he's sitting in the hospital,
he's
big smile on his face. He's ready to fight what's going on and get through it and get back to being a little boy. You know.
Yeah. And you know, Krista's right. She said that's all he's ever known. So this is like normal to him. But, we always talk about like kids are resilient. Like,
Yeah.
even when it comes to like, if my kid falls down the stairs, he just gets up and goes, whereas
Right.
if I fall down the stairs, I'm going to be in bed for a week. Like,
Mhm.
can't move,
Yeah.
but he is like the epitome of resilient. Like, he does not stop going ever.
Right. Yeah.
He's like,
So why don't you, there's a group, we had Kay Colburn on
yes.
about a month ago. And you could give us the information, the background behind them. I want
Okay.
to talk about Gardens for Ghosts. It's another
So,
very positive group.
yes, Kay started this organization. It's a nonprofit, and they raise money to buy plants and make these beautiful gardens for haunted locations. Um, I hadn't heard about it until they came to the seminary, and I actually met her there and, showed her around the building and whatever. But she not only like raises the money, goes and buys the plants herself. Some of the plants she actually grows in her own yard until they're ready to be taken to a location.
That's awesome.
Right? And then she also makes sure that all of the plants are time period specific. Like,
Cool.
Wow.
right? They are all
Wow.
something that would have been grown when the building was functioning or when the house was built or whatever. And she's done so many locations so far, and she's got, so many things that she plans on doing. Like next year, I think she's doing the Lizzie Borden house and the Conjuring house, and
Wow. She did Madison.
yeah, she did Madison,
That was
Hinsdale.
at Wildwood, correct?
Yeah, that's Wildwood. That one
Wildwood
looks
Cemetery.
amazing.
That's in Salamanca, New York.
Yeah. Yeah, that one looks really good too.
Yeah. That's really cool. I mean, I didn't realize she dug that much into like
Yeah.
the history of the building compared to
Right.
what plants would be from.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's cool. She was explaining it to me when she was out there. I was blown away. I mean, first of all, they, drove from New York to Madison, like,
Yeah.
just to do this for free, just because she loves
Mhm.
it, and it's something, she wants to. She's not a contractor. She can't go into the building and fix it herself, So she found what she can do to make the buildings prettier, to do her part to renovate the building, So she's awesome. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, and she was actually really fun to talk to. Like I didn't
Yeah.
realize, how much there was to her.
Yeah.
As
She's got
far
a
as
lot
the
of
paranormal.
layers.
Yes. Native American, pagan, just
Yeah.
into all kinds of cool things. She's seems like a very gifted medium.
Yes.
Really cool. Check them out for sure. And her name's Kay Colburn, and she does a beautiful beadwork. Even, I mean, she's an
Oh my
artist on
God.
top of
I wonder if
Right?
she does, like, she uses her mediumship to, like, for the gardening.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a possibility.
When she
That'd
was
be
at
pretty cool.
Madison, she was saying, she's like, "Oh, they're gonna like this." And she's
Yeah.
like, they're just watching out the window, just looking at it. She's like, they're gonna like it when it
Cool.
comes to bloom, She loves it. She does it for the spirits too, So they have something that is familiar to them to look at. That's why she started explaining that everything's time period specific
Right.
because, she was saying this is something that they would be used to seeing. So it's not like us where we come in and just throw in whatever is pretty. That's like weird
Right.
to them. They don't know what the hell
Right.
that plant is, So she plants things that they would have looked out the window to see.
That's gonna be like a question to ask when you're like in there, like, how do you like the
Right?
the garden out there?
Yeah. Right. She does such a good job. So definitely follow their Facebook page.
Yep.
It's winter time, so they're they're
Gardens for Ghosts.
it'll probably be the spring before they get started again.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
But yeah.
That last picture was of Wildwood Sanatorium, where she Gardens for Ghosts did some awesome work. Let's pop this picture up.
Woohoo!
Wildwood Sanitarium getting some very, very needed roof work done. They were having problems with leaking. You could see they're tearing it up. Pretty much looks like they're rebuilding it.
Yeah.
And our own friend, our own Mad Crew, Shelly Bennett is running, and Chelsea Schlosser, running this awesome Facebook page. You guys got to check it out.
Yeah.
It's called Beyond the Senses, It's a Facebook page where they are consistently raffling off all kinds of metaphysical stuff.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Ghost hunting gear. And they're kind of spreading out into some other things, especially with Christmas time coming along.
They do locations. You can win overnight
locations.
investigations at locations. Yep. Yeah.
Really cool way to win some really cool stuff, especially if you're in the paranormal field, whether you're on the metaphysical side or the ghost hunting side, or like us, kind of in both intermixed. And the really cool thing about it, as you saw that picture, everything that she raises from these raffles gets donated to these different locations. Like there's a different location for a certain amount of time that she raises money for.
Yeah.
And that work you see being done on the Wildwood Sanitarium here, that was a lot of that was some money raised by Beyond the Senses.
Yeah.
Seriously cool stuff.
I think they raised like $1,200 for Wildwood.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And that's not bad. That was in a month. I mean, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously cool stuff. And
Laura won the Paranormal Music Box.
What's that?
Laura won the Paranormal Music Box.
Cool. I don't have the comments up at the moment because I'm in the pictures.
Oh.
As we're spreading the love and showing these.
I never win either, Dustin, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to keep trying.
Right?
I only won one time when there was only like 5 people in the group.
Now there's like, it's so much that you're like trying to squint to see the wheel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, like when they did the member appreciation one.
Yeah, I was like watching it at work, and I was like, I can't see that.
I'm sure my name's in there somewhere.
But really cool. I mean, really a lot of cool ways to win a lot of cool stuff, and your money is going to helping one of these beautiful, historic, first of all, but then the icing on the cake, haunted locations. So really cool stuff, and we thank Shelly and Chelsea for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Dustin.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
agree.
So if I drop $1,500 on a raffle, I know it's going to go eventually somewhere good.
Right.
Yeah, Peggy won the private to Fairfield. Seriously cool stuff.
That's going to be so fun, Peggy. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah. So sticking with that theme of repairing buildings and reforming them and what's the word? Refurbishing. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. And keeping them part of our culture and our daily history. I got to bring up Hinsdale House and Daniel Kloss.
Yeah.
And the work he's done there. And again, that's another location that Kay's worked at. She volunteers there quite a bit, giving tours, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I know they've done a lot of the gardening there. But Daniel, I'll put the picture up again. I should have put a picture up of before Daniel bought the location.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I mean, the place was literally falling apart, like disintegrating. Yeah. That is immaculate compared to what it used to be.
Yeah, I've seen those pictures.
Yeah. And Daniel is an amazing guy. He's very well in the paranormal community, been on shows, but he's such a down-to-earth, good guy. Like we've had him on the show a couple of times. He was at MadCon. Yeah. Just a super cool guy. Like you could just totally hang out with him, really positive guy. And what I love about him, stuff like everything that he sells, all his merch, all his the stuff that he sells for Hinsdale House, even his Patreon, the money he raises through Patreon events goes right back to this Hinsdale House.
Yeah.
It goes back to these places that he's trying to help. He doesn't have any ownership in Wildwood, but I know he spent a lot of time there doing and raising money for them. So just a really cool guy, more positivity in the community.
Right.
Just the things we do, even just as ghost hunters, we may not be putting our physical labor and our blood into these locations, but because we love them and we love exploring the history and doing what we do with ghost hunting and paying the fees to go there. I don't like hearing people complain about fees.
Right.
Because these places wouldn't be there if we weren't paying those fees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, and maybe it's just because I came into this world through Madison. I started at Madison. So everything that I knew was revolved around Madison. So the first thing that I saw was how much work goes into a building and
Oh
how
yeah.
many bills there are and
Yeah.
how, they wanted to tear down Madison, so it's a constant fight to
Mhm.
keep these buildings open. And it's not just keeping them open.
Mhm.
Two winters ago in Madison, we had like 25 pipes burst in the building in one
Right.
winter. I can promise you, Adam Kimmel can't pull that money out of his ass. It comes from the people that come to visit the buildings. We had to put a $12,000 fire system in there. There's always stuff that needs to be done. And I don't care how small Hinsdale is, that place always has work to be done. And Daniel is always putting money into it and doing such awesome improvements to the place. Like he
Yeah.
put a dock in, he redid the porch, he put those cages on the windows. Like he did so much, even just in the short time I've known him.
Yeah.
So I wish that these locations could just like post what it takes to actually run them. And then people would never bitch about paying money
Yeah.
ever again.
Yeah, they
Well,
would.
and if anybody watches, like, if you follow Adam Kimmel, if you follow Madison Seminary Facebook pages, especially when you see like the community help days, the community cleaning up days, he takes videos of this stuff and just everybody is busting their ass. I mean, seriously busting their ass.
I've been to a
Carrying,
couple of
yeah,
Yeah.
carrying shit up and down all those steps,
Yeah.
throwing shit out, climbing up on roofs and doing repairs. I mean,
Yeah.
the things.
And those are just the times that we have the cameras going. There's times where like the floor in the lobby, it was 3:30 in the morning and a team had left and Adam and Shelly and I started chipping up the tiles in the floor and it turned into like, a 6-day project of us taking out all these tiles. That was on video, but
Right.
that was so much work,
Oh yeah.
and so there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. I know
Mhm.
not all the Adam's, he's a film editor, so obviously he puts out more videos than other people do. But even with Kimmel, there's so many things that go on behind the scenes that people don't know about.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
I tried to get Daniel to give me a Hinsdale house for my birthday.
Like the
He said happy
house.
birthday, and I was like, I'll expect the deed.
I offered him $50. He wouldn't go for it. The $50 thing is actually a joke between him and my daughter of all people, because he came out to the Goose Project, the MS fundraiser that I had years ago, and him and my daughter were just picking on each other relentlessly the whole time. It was really funny.
Yeah.
But she asked when he asked her if she knew what we were raising money for. She was younger, a lot younger, mind you. Keep that in mind. She's like, it's for a Disney trip.
A Disney trip.
Yes, and I'm like, oh
no, it's not, honey.
No, we raised almost $3,000 for the MS Foundation.
Nice.
So it's just, again, more positivity. Using the popularity of what we do,
right,
to raise money for important causes, for locations, for saving history. It's good stuff.
I always quote Kimmel because I heard him say one time that he uses the paranormal to pay for the historical. And it's 100% accurate.
Mm-hmm.
We use all of that money that people pay for their privates and their flashlight tours and their private tours, whatever. And it all goes right back into the building. I've watched him wait until somebody pays for something and then make a trip to Lowe's because we needed something. You know what I mean? It's literally in and out.
These buildings aren't cheap, man. They need our help.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and even
if the fee is too big, try to get as many people as you can.
Exactly.
Go.
Yeah.
Up to the limit if they have a limit. Just try to get that.
So it's so reasonable. You know what I mean? Like a private hunt is $300 or $500.
Right.
And that's up to 10 people. That's $30 or $50. Like, get out of here. And you get it from 5 at night to 4 in the morning. Like, really? You're gonna complain about that?
Well, it's even like with the bigger places like Madison Seminary, Trans-Allegheny, places like that. They charge a lot of money. Yes, they do. But think of how much more upkeep they have because of the
Right?
mere size of these buildings.
Yeah.
They got thousands, hundreds of thousands of square feet
Right.
to keep clean and keep safe for us to go and learn about history and to enjoy them, to
Right.
keep them a part of our living history. And it's a bigger place. If you can't afford it,
Right.
use ParaUnity.
Yeah.
Play the ParaUnity card and get more
Right.
people involved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Madison is very well priced. Like it's
right.
Yeah.
like, oh my God, that is like when they told me how much it was, I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's it?
And especially like we could easily raise the prices. We've been on TV 4 times. You know what I mean? It's got a name out there for itself. But Adam's an investigator at heart. He doesn't want to pay more than $500, so he doesn't want other people to pay more than $500.
No. And see, that's the thing. He understands, like he knows that, we're not all man of money. We don't make money doing this.
Right.
God knows that. So quote unquote ParaUnity. Yeah, we were goofing on that earlier, but
yeah.
Love you too, Lacey. But
she calls you Ray too.
Yeah, well, Lacey, look, there is no Ray.
Right? Oh, you took your thing off.
There's only Goose. I took my what off?
The name at the bottom. It's not there anymore. They're not in your shirt.
None of our names are. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I won the Cryptic Paranormal shirt with the Bigfoot in Heisenberged up.
Okay.
With a suit on it, and a hazmat suit on and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Laura hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah. Now that's a huge place. That is, you know what I mean? That needs that.
Like, I mean, okay, I think the limit, the bare minimum is like 10 people. But the place is massive. I've been there.
Right.
First ghost hunt I've ever been on was at OSR. I was with like 90 some other people. There were still I can't remember how many times I actually walked in on another group while they were trying to investigate. It was very little. I mean, and people are just very, most people were very aware of their surroundings and alert and respectful of others trying to do investigation. So it's not, like you got to think of the size of the place and what causes the upkeep. And a lot of these people are volunteers, but they got to pay for how much pizza do they buy for us? And like, pizza and pop and all that kind of stuff. They supply it.
Yeah.
It's part of what you're paying for.
Yeah. I mean, shit, at Madison, just the batteries. Like, we go through batteries and everything so fast. Oh my gosh.
And replacing flashlights when people walk off with them.
Right?
Forgetting to put them back in.
Oh gosh.
I found one of those in my truck. I got to bring it back. When I was cleaning my truck out, when I was switching over, I was like, whoops.
Yeah.
Well, Freeman says he runs Selma Mansion, and it's rough to get funds for restoration. I can imagine it is. So you probably have to charge what makes it worth it.
Right.
To continue to do this awesome work that you're doing with the place.
Right.
You know what? Now, if we got enough people, I would totally try to work that, because I've never been to Mansfield.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had enough people, I'd be like, 1,200. We'll see if we can fix that. See if we can get that.
Yeah. Ironically, I was supposed to go to OSR with Laura, but
oh no. Oh yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, Laura has a flashlight too.
Oh. That's not very ParaUnity.
I threatened to put it on eBay.
Yeah, I probably got it.
And then told him I would pay him to take it.
What?
I told him I was going to put it on eBay, then pay anybody that would bid on it and take it.
Nice.
Kind of keeping with the theme, though, of the fundraisers, using the popularity of what we do as paranormal investigators and ghost hunters, or whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to label it. Mm-hmm. A friend of ours, I've been friends with him on Facebook for quite a while. I know he's been running this fundraiser at different locations for several years. Things that kind of got weird with COVID, as usual. He's going to be on the show in January. My friend Tim Maley. He runs his. Sorry, I'm just going to stop touching the pictures. Go ahead. You put it up. There you go. Potographs Parafest. This is an awesome paranormal event that he holds at different locations. It's usually kind of around the Michigan area. But I mean, great guests. He's there, and Paul Bradford from Ghost Hunters Internationals, like people like him. Tim Woolworth, who we had on a couple weeks ago, really cool guy. And Deb and RJ. Those people are amazing. Very into the metaphysical realm and the mediumship and spiritual work. Just amazing people. They all come together, and all the funds that they raise go to different local animal rescues. And I think it's really a cool event.
I love it.
Anybody who knows Tim knows that he's like super into animals. He loves his pets. They're all rescues. I myself, every pet that I've owned has been a rescue, or I've adopted it from somebody who may not have wanted it, or rescued it for somebody they gave it to originally, and that person wasn't taking care of it, and then they couldn't take care of it because they already had too many, just like the days of our lives of dogs.
Like sand through the hourglass.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's just amazing stuff. I mean, we're doing good things with ghost hunting. I mean, and we're coming together as a community and doing really cool stuff because we're good people.
Right.
Plain and simple.
End of story.
End of story.
Well, I'm all right.
But you know what? Listen, if people need to use the word para-unity to get themselves to actually be good people and to join together, then whatever. Say whatever word you have to do. Just be a good person.
Right. Yeah. I think that's what people are getting at. It's like, stop fucking labeling everything.
Right.
And just be a good person. That's
like
all
they have like World Kindness Day, or like do something for your neighbor day, or
you're getting a little out of control here, Denise.
Pay it forward day. Like why are we making hashtags and labels and names and days for these things? Just fucking do it.
Every day should be a good person day. I mean, why we haven't? Okay, so July 16th.
I was gonna be nice.
So July 16th is a nice neighbor day. I'm just gonna be an asshole completely for the rest of the year because I don't have to be, because there's no day for it.
Right. Gosh.
This is great stuff. Anyways.
But I agree, it's been a little bit out of control on the social media lately.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. We need to have a little bit of a positivity, and as I say, a little bit. We should have a lot.
Shut up, Brian.
Right. Yeah, let's focus on positivity instead of everything else.
I want to throw this up there because Dark Alley had a hand with this place.
Oh.
So like one of our home away from home as far as the locations. We're really pretty much the only investigation group that's allowed in there. I've taken other people, but they've had to be watched by me. I had to play security. The Shalerville Historical Society Museum, the Eldridge Poots House. I couldn't find the picture. There's actually a cabin there that was the original cabin built in Shalersville, Ohio. It was like the first family that moved there to start building that community. When the Historical Society found it, it was actually part of a bigger house that people just added onto throughout the years. Well, the whole house as a whole fell into disrepair, and they started tearing down the house when they realized that the cabin was what it was. Like somebody old enough in the community was like, well, stop. They stopped. Yeah. Like, okay, this is the original house of this whole place. Don't tear it down. So they actually picked it up. They lifted it up, what was left of it, and moved it over to that house that I just showed you in the picture. So it's sitting like in back of the yard there. And when we first saw it, you couldn't go in. It was up on a trailer, like all tilted and falling apart. So we had one small little fundraiser. It was around Halloween several years ago, when we first started investigating there. We just gave like a little public, quick, ghost hunting lecture.
Right.
Showed them some evidence that we were able to collect there. Did a little like kind of impromptu ghost hunt afterwards, and the Historical Society was a huge supporter of this. They all donated like snacks and like they brought in wine. It was like real fancy treats.
Cool.
Kind of a cool event. And we ended up raising, I think we raised like $400, $600, somewhere in between there, the $400, $600 range.
It's pretty small, so you can't have a lot of people in there.
Right. Yeah. But it was enough for them to buy cement to lay the foundation.
Nice.
For the cabin.
Nice.
And to me that was huge for us. I mean, that was something that my team had a part of doing, and it felt so awesome and so wonderful to be a part of that, especially because Shalersville is my hometown. That's where I grew up. Like, it's literally, this house is like literally right behind my elementary school, right? Little Goose went to kindergarten and first grade and stuff, you know what I mean? Nice. So, it was important to me. Like, I kind of twofold. I helped the community that I grew up in, and I kind of, earned a little bit more respect for paranormal investigators by showing what we could do, what kind of help we can provide these historical locations.
Right.
It's pretty good feeling.
Paranormal is a very powerful group when they, want to do something like that.
When they work together, yes. Yeah.
No, Dustin, nobody wants to see me in a jumpsuit.
Like, I've already seen him as a Ghostbuster.
Oh yeah.
No, it's hard. Like, here, our historical society.
That's for a different show, Brian.
They turn their noses up at us. Oh, you're doing ghost hunts. Like, obviously, you don't care about the history. Basically, is what they said to us.
Right.
So it's good now because I think that after all these years, they finally see, like, hey, we're making a freaking museum. Like we're teaching people the history for you. Like, we're doing the same thing. We're on the same team. And look at what we can do. I don't know. So it's good that they were supportive.
Yeah. So just everybody who's watching now, in about 5 to 10 minutes, Mr. Dustin PARI should be joining us for the last hour of the show. So start sharing out the show now if you could. Let's get a good crowd in here going for him. And again, he should be hopefully here in about 5-10 minutes. We're going to continue the theme of positivity, because if you don't know, Dustin PARI, beyond what he's done with Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters.
Whoa.
That's bad. Ghost Hunters International. He's a motivational speaker. He does a lot of good work just in the community, raising awareness for, suicide and depression, that type of thing, and just a really cool guy overall. So I'm looking forward to talking to him here, hopefully in a couple minutes. Invite him to MadCon 4. All right.
We should.
But yeah, I mean, there's so much good to think about, and it's so hard to with everything going on, but we have to.
Yeah.
Because we're never going to get through this if all we're just constantly down in the dumps about how horrible our lives are right now, because we have to wear something on our face and we have to stay in our houses between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. Which I don't care. I'm in freaking bed anyways by 10 p.m.
Me too.
Normal. And I don't get up until 5 a.m. So I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah.
It's just another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing really changed for me.
Right.
Yeah, we've pretty much just been, I'll do something at the seminary or hang out with Shelly, but honestly, I see Shelly more than I see my husband. So, it's we've kind of been through this the whole time together. So we're a pod at this point.
2 peas in a pod.
Yeah, nothing changed for me once they made the announcements and everything. It's pretty much the same shit, different day.
So somebody earlier did ask a question. I'm going back up there. Oh wow, quite a few have asked questions.
Whoops.
Oh, here.
Sorry, guys.
What? Oh, it's Laura. She wanted us to talk about the kind of folks that have tables at MadCon. She's wondering if her group should get one. Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, go for it, Laura.
Absolutely.
A lot of good tables. A lot of good stuff to buy.
Yeah, I mean, there's people selling crafts and just all kinds of stuff. You don't even have to be a paranormal group to be there.
Right. There's teams there. There's locations there. There's, vendors that sell stuff. There's all kinds of people.
There's a special guest who usually gets it out among us and shoot the shit with everybody and just have a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's I saw that somebody is going to set up a puppy kissing booth as a table at MadCon 4. Yeah, I'm super excited. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember. I just know I was very excited because there's going to be a dog there.
Puppy kissing booth.
Right? Oh gosh. Yeah, so just get one, Laura. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean everybody. I mean there were people there that that wood burning, whoever was selling that wood burnt crafts were freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I wanted one of those books, like a lot of pagan, like their wood books. Oh, here he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing him in.
Are you?
Yeah, Mr. Dustin PARI, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Good evening. How are you guys doing tonight? All right?
Yeah, man, we're hanging in there. We're been working on the theme of the show tonight because you're coming on about positivity in the paranormal community, outside of the community, talking about things we've done as paranormal investigators that kind of perpetuate that theme and doing good work in the community, building up historical locations, that type of thing. So, talking to you on email, we wanted to focus on your work as, motivational speaker and that. Well, we're going to dive into the paranormal stuff. So we're going to get there. Yeah, right. But, I just, especially with things as of late, like here in Ohio, a lot of counties are shutting down again. Everybody's kind of getting down in the dumps, kind of looking at that kind of thing. Yeah. I think it was really perfect timing to have you on and kind of talk about
what the world's going down the toilet, but I'm here to help.
There he is. Dustin, motivational speaker.
Right.
So after all of the paranormal stuff, we're going to get back kind of into that in a minute, but what got you into motivational speaking? I mean, how did you go down that path? What started you down that path?
So I'm going to show my age here. That came about because of MySpace. And,
yeah, MySpace.
Back when we could have social media without being yelled at about masks and voting and flu vaccines, and you could just hey, here's my friend Tom, and here's a song, and I changed the background. It was so much more fun.
It was.
Yeah.
I was trying to hang on to MySpace for as long as I could. I really. The music aspect was my favorite part, being hey, welcome to my world. This is what I'm into right now,
Yeah, I hear you.
But when I was traveling with the international show, when I was with Ghost Hunters International, I spent a lot of time, on the road, obviously, and I'd hang out in my room, in between shoots and stuff, and I'd check out MySpace, and people would write to me with ghost photos, orb photos, tell me how much they hate me on the show, that kind of stuff. It was fine. But all of a sudden, I started getting people asking love life advice and work advice, but then it took a real serious tone, and I started getting messages from people that were into self-harm and started cutting themselves, and then there was some very serious emails that were sent to me, on top of that about feeling suicidal. And I walk around in the dark and look for spirit activity. I don't know why the hell you would look to me, but I was happy. I was, whatever that connection is. I felt it was important, so I wanted to do my best to help. And I always just say, I've got a helpful heart. Somebody reaches out to me, I do my best to get back to them. And I'm not a trained therapist or anything, but try to point people in the right direction and try to just give them a little motivation to get through life. Because it sucks. Life is difficult. People are like, oh, you're on TV. I'm like, I still work every day. I barely pay my bills. I still can't stand the cold, rainy weather. COVID's driving me nuts. I'm with you.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I think that what I find so refreshing too, watching your Twitter feed and watching your Facebook posts. You're just like one of us. You're there with us.
Yeah, man.
You kind of just say something, give us that little push to.
I try.
Even if it's just to get through the day, it's like, okay, that makes complete sense what he just said. Mm-hmm. Forget about having to wear a mask for the 5 minutes I'm walking out to my car in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I'm all
right. I've started to be a little more open about why I write a lot of the stuff I do. For a while, I was kind of like guarded about it. A lot of the times, I'm trying to talk myself through some things going on. And
yeah, sure.
I'm like, you know what? If I feel this, maybe somebody else feels this too, And there's no shame in like needing a little help, Like, listen, just because I'm putting it out there doesn't mean I have all the answers. I'm probably more screwed up than everybody. That's why I'm coming up with these things, but I don't like go crazy.
Right.
But at the same time, if it helps you, then even if there's one other person that it helps, then that's worth it. It's such a shame because it seems like, depression and anxiety and things like that are things that we don't talk about. And and that's so terrible. Like, let's talk about it, because then just even feeling like there's other people who have the same feelings as you is so comforting, and then so if you can talk to somebody who you look up to, who is telling you, hey, this is how I deal with it, then it makes a huge impact. And I love that you do that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just trying to take away from the stigma of some of that goes along with, depression and suicidal thoughts and those things. And let people know, like, my mission statement has kind of been from the paranormal into the motivational is that I believe we're all spirits going through this human experience. And while we're here, we should be looking to help each other and learn from each other and laugh together and love each other. And this human experience is tough for us because we're not from here. And we don't stay here after we die, like maybe we linger, maybe we check in, we light up a flashlight to bust somebody's chops, but we don't stay here forever,
Right.
So that's why, like, this material world gets so painful for us because it's not natural for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And, it's nice. I guess I do kind of the same thing every once in a while. I can see where, like, if you're going through something, like voicing it out in public.
Yeah.
And kind of like you're trying to really just get yourself through the day. But like you said, if you can help somebody get through the day along with you, it's like kind of a teamwork effort there. I can imagine it's a great feeling, and I love seeing that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm thankful to do it, and I'm glad to help anybody that I can. Again, don't have all the answers, but at least I'm out there trying.
Yep. Right. Yeah. And unfortunately, not a lot of people are, and that's what matters. I mean, I just, social media has become kind of a downer to go through most days. I mean, just seeing all the back and forth political hate and the back and forth on the COVID thing.
What really bothers me is the painting with broad strokes thing. Like, if you support candidate X, just unfriend me now. It's like, listen, like, if you like salt and vinegar chips, doesn't mean that I hate you all of a sudden. Probably other people we still like. Like, let's focus on like the positive things, Like, instantly you just go, nope, you like this, and I hate you. It's like, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Oh my gosh, it's been so rough. It's been
a lot of good friendships end over the silliness of the whole thing.
Yeah. Listen, no matter who's in the Oval Office, I've always had to work at least 2, if not 3 jobs. I never had like there's not a rainbow on my street every day. Like, there isn't magic happening in the world. I still gotta get the same crap. So,
yeah.
I love it. I got a clip of yours. Now you run. You have a YouTube channel where you kind of like take a minute just and share that kind of positivity, that knowledge you have, that message you have, just to get people through. I'm going to play that real quick.
All right.
I want to share that with people, and then you can kind of give us a background on what made you got you into starting this channel. So here it is. Here we go.
Welcome back to Throwback Thursday. I am your host, Dustin PARI. Thanks so much for being here with me on this very special edition of Hey Got a Minute. We're going to talk about one of my favorite movies, and It's a Wonderful Life. And one of my favorite characters, Clarence Oddbody, Angel Second Class. So, hey, You got a minute? So Clarence Oddbody the Angel is trying to help our friend George Bailey as he goes through the human struggles of life. And at one point he says to George, when he's starting to realize the way things are connected, he says, "It's strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many others. And when he's gone, it leaves an awful hole." And I think that's so very important for all of us to keep in mind, because we all have those darker times. We all go through those struggles where we wonder if anything we do really matters at all here in this life. And it's important to remember that we're all connected. You know, that ripple effect that goes out from each life affects not just the people that you see, but many, many beyond that. All the people that they interact with, because if your interaction carries on, carries on, carries on. So yeah, each one of you does matter. Even if you think you don't have some big high-powered job, you're nobody fancy, nobody famous, not important. You are important. We all are. Thanks so much for being here with me today. And please, as you go forward in this life, always keep that in mind. We're all so very, very important. Never throw away this wonderful gift that we've all been given. Because when one of us is gone, it really does leave an awful hole. While you're out there today living your life, remember, keep a smile on your face. It may be the only light somebody sees. Thanks for checking out Hey Got a Minute. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get all our new videos as they release. Check out these older videos. Go to DUSTINPARI.com. We've got events. We've got other videos and things on there for you as well.
Very well done, sir.
I love it.
Thanks.
I love
When I asked him, what's that?
I love that It's a Wonderful Life was playing in the background, because before he even started talking, I was like, oh, I know that scene. And I was like going through the dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't pay attention, but like whatever day of the week this is, whatever's on, I always put something specific in the background on the laptops and everything, hoping that other people find those little like Easter eggs. You know? So cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I love the fact that you love Christmas so much.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely, I mean, I got to be honest with you. You know, my mom passed away like 2 years ago today. Thanksgiving has always been pretty rough for the last 2 years. But I know now something I didn't know before. My mom loved the holidays, you know, and it was always important to her to be with family, to have that, just that joy. And, you know, for the last several years, even before my mom did pass away, like Christmas always, you know, especially as I got older and had, you know, I was a dad and a husband, you know, the pressure of Christmas was just getting overwhelming. You know, you're getting to that point, you know, you're working hard, you're working more hours just so you can get some toys under the tree for the kids, you know, and just have a good Christmas. And something changed this year. I think probably with a lot what's going on, things that I've dealt with, you know, I know a lot of people are with me at the same thing. I started Christmas immediately after Halloween. And I know people are like all up in arms about that, but I started celebrating and listening to Christmas music the day after Halloween. And it's been therapy for me.
Yeah.
I
hear you, man. I hear you. I listen to Christmas music pretty much all year round. I kind of take a break in like January just because it's like saturated in December. But at my office where I work, like my employees, when they come in, they know like if I have the Christmas music like turned up loud, like there's some things going on I'm dealing with right now, and I need this to get through it. You know. Yeah. But you know, you always see people like, oh, like no matter what it is, like you write something on social media, like, oh, I love this, like, and people are like too soon, and they usually spell too wrong, and like, I'm already aggravated with it. But like, who are you? Like, if you, like, one of my friends was literally upset because she's a very sensitive person. She was upset because people on social media were attacking her because she put up her Christmas tree right after Halloween and posted a picture of it. Was very excited about it. Right? And people like, oh, that's way too soon and blah. And she's like, oh, maybe I'll take it down. Like, take it down, why? Because I'm like, you're not putting it up in somebody else's house.
Right.
Like, you're not harming anybody. You know, like if it brings you joy, like eat ice cream for breakfast if you want, whatever the hell it is. If you're hurting somebody else and you're not hurting yourself, you know, it's a festive thing. You know, enjoy it. And I know like the holidays, for sure, man. And I apologize. You know, I didn't know about the loss of your mom on the anniversary.
Oh, that's okay.
But, you know, I do hear that a lot. And the holidays can be a very difficult time because we do, you know, kind of think back to those people that we've lost along the way. When it's not a COVID year, I always the church that I would go to when we could go to church, I would always do one of my Christmas lectures there, and then we would have a get together after the lecture, and we would go Christmas caroling door to door around the neighborhood, and we would collect money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And we bring a little joy. We raise a little money. We give money to the church. It's nice because these times can be difficult. But what I try to tell people is, it's so important not to let the feeling of loss, ruin what could be a very festive time, because those people are still around us. I mean, we that work in the field know better than most others, but they're still around us. They watch over us with love. And if this was something that was a joyous time for them, we should celebrate it for them, remembering the good times we had with them, not like staring at the empty chair all day. Remember those good times and make new memories with those that are still here. That's so important to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of it for me too, that's been quite a big therapy, is sharing those memories with my kids. Like, I'll hear a song and I'm like, you know what? I remember being a kid, like just getting the Christmas tree decorated and up, and our tree was always the shiniest thing. I mean, my dad would put icicles and garland, and just thing would sparkle like the North Star.
I miss icicles, by the way.
Yes, right. I know. And I just remember our tree, like thinking about it now, I'm like, okay, maybe that was a little overkill. But, as a kid, it's just so beautiful and glorious. It's like this big shiny thing. And, my dad putting on the White Christmas Bing Crosby album on the old LP player, and his big stereo speakers. And me and my little brother just laying on our backs, like underneath the tree, like with our heads under the tree, looking straight up to just see nothing but sparkles and Christmas. And my daughters are looking at me like, that sounds amazing. And they're 13 and 10. And I'm like, wow, we're doing it this year.
I was like, let's do it.
I'm gonna make it the sparkliest Christmas tree you've ever seen in your life. And we're all just gonna lay on the floor and look at it. And it's gonna be the best thing ever.
It is, man. It's awesome. I remember being over my Nana's house, my grandmother, and I would stare so longingly at the cover image for the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer album. Like, it's like soft blue and like the snowman Sam, and I'm like, I wanted to try to be a part of that world so much, I always tell people, like, I really feel like a real life Jack Skellington. Like, I'm really well known for my paranormal stuff. But like, once like the 31st is over, I'm like, it's Christmas time.
Mine was like as a kid, I think you could have a Charlie Brown tree and you would think it was like the best thing in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that Charlie Brown now is going to be on TV.
Yes, they're airing it on TV. It's going to be awesome.
I'm so excited.
Isn't it amazing? Like nobody thought about it, and then they took it away. I'm like, whoa, wait, well, you don't mess with Charlie Brown.
Right?
Yeah.
Back, screw you, Apple. Yeah, absolutely.
Meantime, like my family's all mad about it too, right? Yeah. And there sits the DVD set of each movie in front of us. But there's something about watching it on TV that makes it more Christmassy.
So when I was doing the it's funny because I have 2 copies of the triple pack sitting here on my shelf. When I was doing my my Halloween lectures, my history of Halloween lecture, one of the things I mentioned is the special of Charlie Brown. And like when it first comes on, I remember as a kid sitting there and like you would get like the TV guide, right? To like find out when it was going to come on because you only did it one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the TV guide. Yes.
Oh, yeah, the TV guide.
The full page ad.
The screen would go like black at like 7:59, and all of a sudden the word special would pop up, and it was like,
yes.
And then the announcer would come on over that free screen. It was like, it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Brought to you by McDonald's. And
Charlie Madison.
It was always the same crap, but it was so good,
Yeah.
I like Dolly Madison too.
And thanks to commercials, a 20-minute special dragged out for about half an hour, 45 minutes.
Right.
Like those things felt so much longer when we were kids.
Yeah.
Like a half an hour Charlie Brown special felt like a full-length movie.
Yeah.
And just sitting there, and I was, again, another thing I was bringing up with my kids, like I always correlated that to, okay, it's time to bake Christmas cookies because that's what we did at our house every year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Every time there was a special on, that's when we bake cookies.
Yeah.
And it's just, we got to bake cookies. If we're watching it on TV and it's on TV, we got to be baking cookies because there's no other way to do it.
And
I put it in my calendar, so I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah.
If you play the DVD, then who knows when you're supposed to make cookies? Like that's
right.
It's got to be on TV.
Right.
And I kind of feel like one of the problems with our society, like as a whole, is that like nothing's special anymore because we live in such an instantaneous society. It's like I want to watch something, I could probably go. It's probably on YouTube, or I could go on some platform and download it. If I want to buy something, like Amazon will fly it here in 2 days or less. There's no delaying gratification and waiting for something. Like I mean, it's just so weird. Like such a weird time, It's just I don't know. I feel like we're like the last generation that remembers a lot of really awesome things, which also makes me older, but like. Going out riding your bike, sitting on your buddy's bag chair and playing Nintendo, like your thumbs, listening to heavy metal like cassette tapes. It's awesome.
Yes, yeah,
making mixtapes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
somebody had posted, it got circulated. Some little meme that said, several whatever many years ago. We all burnt a CD for the last time, but we didn't know it was the last time.
Yes. That's perfect. Yeah. And one last Christmas tradition I got to share with you guys since we're on that subject. And then I swear to guys, we're going to get into the paranormal thing because I already got a question for you. The wish book, the JCPenney's or Sears wish books.
Oh, yeah.
The big toy section.
Right.
Yep.
Like sitting there, me and my brother sitting there with our, paper and pencil, writing everything down, or Sharpie circling the stuff.
Yep.
Christmas music going on in the background. Now this is how they do it. They're on Amazon on a wish list.
Right. Like, hey, Mom, I made you a wish list on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Let me text this to you, and then we'll see you at Christmas.
Yeah, buy me some stuff. Like, I mentioned that a lot too. But it's like. You used to buy a gift for somebody, maybe they hinted or whatever, but a lot of times you were thoughtful about knowing that person. And now it's like you prove that you can read what's on the list. And like you don't even go to the store, like it comes in a box, like, and that's it. It's just such
gift cards ruined Christmas for me. I hate giving people gift cards. Like there's just nothing to open. Like I like to have something like, here's your present, not like here's an envolupe. Like that's so boring.
Use this particular, you know what? Just give me cash if that's the case. Like
right.
Crazy.
I will be honest.
Go out to eat at the Olive Garden when I want to go to Applebee's.
Right.
I will be honest. I mean, I always drop that as a suggestion, like when the in-laws ask me what I want for Christmas, because, and I'm not going to tell them what I want for Christmas. It feels wrong. So it's like, if you guys want to get me something, just give me a couple bucks on an Amazon card. I'm good. Yeah. Worry about the girls. Get them whatever they want. That's what matters. But I'm fine receiving gift cards, but giving gift cards, it lacks a little bit of that personal touch.
I always accept Dunkin' Donut gift cards. Those are the ones I use the most. So you get coffee in the morning, that works. It's fine. One thing before we move on, because I know you want to talk paranormal stuff, but my Hey Get a Minute video series. So there's 120 of them in total, and I just want to make sure I mention my friend Cody Desbian, who's now on Ghost Nation quite a bit. He's a very good friend of mine locally. We investigate together. We hang out together. He's the one that helps me put together those videos. So I write them, and he helps shoot them and edit them and put them all together. So we kill some beers. We have some good time. We eat some pizza, make some magic. So I'm working on 60 at a time. We're working on I'm writing another series now. So
awesome.
Cool. Yeah. No, a couple people actually already mentioned they love it and they can't wait for the new ones to come out. So
right. I honestly, because I'm not doing a makeup tutorial, so nothing goes viral. But maybe do one of those, whatever works.
You're not opening toys and talking like a 3-year-old girl as you open them and describing all the little. My kids, when they were little, they loved that. Oh my God, it was so annoying.
I remember
look at this thing. No, I'm like, shut up. Just open it.
Like I'm struggling to pay my bills, and this child is opening toys on TV and is a millionaire. Like what? That's not fair.
What happened? Why did I go to college?
I know, right. I spent all that money on college. I could have just had a laptop, a decent camera, and open toys.
Right?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. What a world.
Eric Julian says sour cream donuts for Dustin.
Yeah, that's my boy. He knows me well, indeed. You can't get them here in the Northeast. You have to get down to New Jersey. Once you get down to New Jersey, you can get sour cream donuts.
Yeah. Oh, those are good, man. I got a lot of family up in Long Island, so I spent a lot of time as a kid out in New York and up on the East Coast, and some of those trips, just some of the things in Ohio just don't compare anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and there's something about a Dunkin' Donut from Boston.
Yeah.
Like from downtown Boston, because on every corner there's a Dunkin' Donuts. Everybody who knows Dustin knows Dustin runs on Dunkin'. So I'm waiting for the big commercial.
I was in a commercial,
What?
Oh, that's right. You were. Yes, you were.
I was in a My Dunkin' commercial like maybe 6 years ago or something.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So weird. The power of social media.
That's hilarious.
Amanda said she shared this to a couple of groups. Thanks, Amanda. Actually, Amanda wanted to ask a question. Hey, Dustin, hopefully you remember me from the Warsaw Parafest last year. Her name's Amanda Lewis. Got a question for you. Do you see yourself getting back into the paranormal field on more of a consistent basis?
So yeah, thanks for coming to the Warsaw Parafest. That was a really nice event, and thanks for attending and thanks for writing. I still stay active here locally. Not much to do, of course, this year per se. And then normally I do the event circuit and everything. I am doing just one event on December 4th and 5th with Brian Kano, America's Paranormal Speed, Brian Kano. He's in Connecticut, the Leffingwell House and Museum. Just like limited to like 20 people. I think we only have like 12 more tickets available, but it'll be a nice time. It'll be nice to get out and do that. So I still work locally. And as far as TV goes, everyone's got my number. I'm not hard to find. I'm a little recalcitrant to quit the day job to go join a show,
Sure.
But I can pitch some things that just haven't been for me, but they've been successful for other people, so I'm glad for them. Yeah. And I pitch my own stuff, and I get told it's not scary enough. So
well,
I was like, well, that's not
different topic for a different show.
Yeah. I don't sell scary. Like, that's not my way. Like, if something happens, I'll react to it. But like,
sure.
I don't want to see grandma die. She's surrounded by demons and dark shadows. Like, like we've all been to Walmart enough. Hopefully, the afterlife isn't like that too.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, right. Our buddy Chad Cornell from another show we're close with. This is like kind of an off base, like not really paranormal question, but I want to know, with your medical background, your thoughts on COVID and vaccines. Are we jumping the gun on the vaccines, do you think, or?
Listen, it's different strokes for different folks, right? Like, I don't think that anything should ever be forced upon anyone. So like my mom is elderly. My mom is been very sick for many years. She only has 17% lung function. So her concerns for COVID and my concerns for COVID are obviously two different things. We're both concerned for her, but I go to work every day and I've never missed a day. I was essential, although the paycheck doesn't say that. But I was essential, so I went in every day.
Thank you.
I would not be first in line to run out and get a vaccine for myself, only because I look at the rates of survival without having a lot of underlying conditions. I do what I'm supposed to do. Like, I just left the gym. I wore the mask the whole time I'm at the gym. That's what they want you to do. Fine. Even though I know that unless it's a N95 mask, it doesn't really do what you want it to do. But if it's a compliance thing and you want me to do it, I'm not going to make anybody uncomfortable. Fine. Yeah. I'm not going to also yell at somebody if it slips down their face. I'm okay. But something without like a multi-year clinical trial, I don't want to be in front of the line saying, yeah, I'll take one of those. I won't even get a regular flu shot. The last time I got the flu, I was 18. That's the last time I get a flu shot. So I was like, I don't need to do this. I just I did what Hulk Hogan told me back in the 80s. I say my prayers, I take my vitamins, and it's a very serious thing, obviously. If you're ill, if you're somebody who has an underlying condition, or you take care of someone that does, you want to make sure you're not communicating it. It's obviously very easy to transmit. Of course, do what you need to do. If you don't feel like you need to get the shot, then I don't think you should get it. Just just don't step on anybody else's rainbows. Like, we don't need to yell at people because they don't think the same way we do. But we also can't go around like doing things that could also hurt other people. So we just have to be thoughtful. It's not that damn hard to be thoughtful.
Thank
you. It's like splitting the app, which I hear is tough, but I know nothing about.
The whole theme of the show, even before you came on, is just be a good person.
Right.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Not that hard.
Yeah.
You know what I really wish was a thing, which I wish we could make it cool, is minding your own damn business.
I remember that. That was a cool thing.
Right? It was great. We should try to bring that back, Let's bring back like bell-bottom pants and shit, but we can't bring back like minding your own business.
When did fanny packs sneak back in?
Oh, God, I don't know. They did sneak in.
Yeah,
they did.
I thought they were awful back then. I'm like, why did they come back? Of all things, like,
they're back.
Fanny packs, sweatpants, neon, and dangly earrings.
Yeah,
that's all. Like it's like 80 is like making a resurgence again.
Or early 90s. Circle around.
It wasn't cool when we wore it. We should probably not bring that back.
No, I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all.
Wake me up when grunge comes back, and I'll be there to meet you guys with open arms.
So, all right. So I was leaving the gym, and like there's I don't know whatever the new update is on the phone, and so like I go to like swipe one of the screens off, and there's like a multicolored music thing that pops up. And I guess it's showing me how it like organizes my music in different kinds. And then for alternative, it has a picture, and I only know who this is because of my daughter, of Billie Eilish. I'm like, I was like, that should be like Nirvana. Like, what is this? Like, why are you on this? Like, I'm so confused right now. Like show me Pearl Jam, show me like, something from the early 90s. Like, I don't know.
Billie Eilish, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against her, but it's definitely not alternative or grunge or
no. Crazy.
Again, got to label everything, right? Everything's got to have a label.
I got Billie Eilish song on my Amazon playlist. Just one.
Just one song.
Amanda says the fanny pack, they're going to make one for their team, perfect for carrying equipment during investigation.
There you go. You have the fishing vest with all the batteries.
Yes. I bought a fishing vest for investigations. I wore it once, felt completely ridiculous. Never wore it again. I actually used it for what it was meant for, was fishing.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Yeah.
You know what
it's
works
funny
great
how, like,
is the little like waitress aprons, or like the Home Depot aprons. They're like just little half aprons. Those, they come in black. They're not terrible. They're not a fanny pack, and they're perfect. Everything's right there.
Yeah.
Try that
instead. Snacks too. You can hide snacks. You have easy access to.
See?
I worry more about snacks than anything else.
Hey, good segue into our most important paranormal question. You came to the right show. Because this is like, we ask everybody this. What is your favorite snack for investigation?
I try to buy some of those little pocket pies. Like the table talk, like round little pies.
Yes.
I love those. I get them like for $1, or sometimes $4 for $1. If they're a little stale, but they're good. And I just keep those around because I love a good pie, and they're small and easy to eat. So I like that a lot. I miss pudding pies. Remember pudding pies? Like the Hostess ones?
Yeah.
Those are so good. My God.
Oh, those rock, man. The chocolate and vanilla.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Love it.
Got somebody telling me to bring back the 80s rock and roll hair.
Yeah.
You guys must not know me. I never had the 80s rock and roll hair.
Good luck.
I think I had more of a Kurt Cobain in high school. That was about it. The long, unruly looking blonde hair. Yeah, unwashed.
I always had the spiked hair, which I still do, but I had like the mullet going on.
Nice.
You have mullet hair.
Those are coming back as well.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Business up front, party in the back.
Like an 80s rock show or something now, like I go see Poison or something, I'm always like, I can still grow my hair out, right? Like I can.
Listen, you only live once. If you want to grow it back, grow it back.
I really would like to.
Yeah.
Wear a cowboy hat everywhere and zebra pants. Where are you going? To the bakery?
Right. I'm going to get my 4-for-1 pies.
I'm going to Edward Shaw.
I'm going to stop by Dunkin' for sour cream, and then we're good.
Man.
Yeah, we were talking about paranormal or something, weren't we? What were we talking about?
It's in there. It's in there. You know, it's part of the thing.
So how did you get started with paranormal? Like, what's your origin story?
So mine was with a shadow figure when I was 9 years old. House I lived in from when I was just around 7 or 8 till I was 18. I was in my childhood bedroom. Family's awake. My parents are at the end of the hallway where the living room is. The light's on in the hallway, and I'm in my bedroom, and I look over the door, and it's one of like the 6 feet tall ones, perfect shape of a person. Get that vapor, like gray mist appearance in it. And I just covered my head and said my prayers. I was like, I never want to see whatever the hell this is again. But then, like, I started to wonder, like, why it visited me. Like, what was it? And then I started going to libraries and, like, getting the local New England ghost and folklore legends books and things. Reading stuff from, like, Holzer and everything as I got older. And I was like, okay, like, I'm started going out and checking. Like, I always do the right thing. I tell people, like, listen, you know, don't go to abandoned buildings. Don't go to, you know, traipse into the woods. But that's what we did. That's what I did. You know, so that's how it all started for me. So, and it's just been such it's become more of a soulful thing for me now. You know, like and this isn't like a bravado, like I don't get scared thing because I don't like pop out scary stuff. But I don't find it scary at all. Like I think it's amazing when something from the other side comes close. You know, you hear something and you know nobody else is there. You see something, and I always say I'm the worst at documenting stuff. Like on the show, you always have a camera. But when I go by myself, I'm like, I just want to experience it. You know, it's the same thing. Like you go to a concert back when we could go to concerts, and everybody in front of you is like this, like recording the show. It's like, why not just watch the damn thing while you're here? Like the audio quality is going to be wonderful on this later. Just watch it. You can be part of it. But so when I go on investigations, unless it's like a client, you know, based thing, I'm doing something for a home. I just really want to experience it and just see what's going on.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think our experiences kind of like started out the same way. I was the same age. We were living in a house, or I didn't find out much till much later that the family that lived there before, both their children passed away in a car accident. Which, but like my shadow experience was 2 people, which like it all made sense after. But like you, I hit the books first. You know, my parents were involved with the church at that time, which was, you know, a little bit more radical than a lot of churches were. So like if you told them that you were like thinking about like researching ghosts in the afterlife, you would be either dragged in front of the congregation for an exorcism, or you'd be put in the loony bin. Like one of the 2 experiences would happen. But I always tell people starting off, there's a lot of good books out there. You know, you got to keep in mind that like 75% of what you read is all based on belief and what they've researched and like their own perspective on things. You know, I would come up with your own perspective on things, like your own belief system. Like,
that's like I always say, I'm like, listen, we don't all have to sing from the same hymnal. We just have to be respectful of each other. You know, like one of my big pet peeves, like something I just absolutely cannot wrap my head around, is that spirits don't know they're dead. I was like, this wasn't a thing before the Sixth Sense, and then all of a sudden it was the only thing we could think of. And I was like, well, they haven't gone to the bathroom in a while. They haven't had like sex in forever, which I mean, they could just be lonely. Like, but they haven't had to go to work. They have to realize something is amiss here, you know, like but I think we just kind of term things and people get into one thought pattern. But and again, if somebody tells me, well, that's what I believe, like I'm not gonna fight you on it. Like I don't really care. Like that's okay. What else can we talk about that maybe we can find some understanding or whatever? But out of all the books I've read, there's a book called Spook by, I want to say Mary Roach, and it was Science Tackles the Search for the Soul. And they do like experiments with infrasound, and they talk about like the different types of effects, like work in the medical field, like how ketamine was used by psychologists to try to the afterlife and the out-of-body experiences it happens with it. So like that kind of stuff, I was like, well, this is good because now I'm not just reading like, here's what happened to me on my cases. It's a little bit more scientifically based, you know, which to me, science like sucks the life out of a lot of things. So I'm not like a big research scientist, but there is some stuff I like to get understanding about. And I think that there's definitely room for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd always kind of came at it as, especially if you're in a group that wants to help people, you should probably have some basic knowledge, of physics, of paranormal theories, that type of thing. You should be able to debunk something before you try to tell somebody that it's paranormal activity. So it's and it's a lot of it's just common sense stuff. I mean, stuff that we learned in our science books as kids. Just use your head a little bit. But
I think a lot of people want things to be actively, paranormal or haunted or spiritual.
Right.
So we kind of run toward that and like kind of just forego logical conclusion about like vacuum when you open one door or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Katie Woolard Stafford had a question.
All right.
Let's see. Let me put that up there. Do any of you cleanse places? If so, what's your method? Have you ever cleansed the home, or is that something that's not in your wheelhouse? Or
I don't do it myself. Like if I go to somebody's home, I usually like just kind of point them in the right direction based on what their faith and understanding is, which is important to keep in mind.
Sure.
If you're a person of one faith understanding, what I bring to the table may not work with that. And so, if you don't believe this rabbit foot is lucky, and I do, it'll probably work for me, but not for you.
Right.
I don't believe that spirits ever trapped. I think that some linger more than others. I think some visit more than others. I don't think a loving God or goddess or whatever deity you believe may or may not be in charge of heaven that day. I don't think they ever put a lock on the door and say, no, you can't come in. But I do think some visit longer. I think some kind of hang out for a little bit more. And we do get some weird stuff once in a while. I think there's a lot more positive than negative. So I think just being assertive and not in a mean way, but being respectful when things happen and just being vocal, which feels weird, does a lot to kind of assuage and calm down things. But, the tried and true things, that sage seems to work regardless of people's religious understandings, Putting lavender makes people feel comfortable one way or another. They have like dragon's blood incense if something's a little more difficult to. But just simple things like opening windows, letting light into a room, like the feeling changes, which I think also alters our perspective. If I tell you there's a creepy clown in the closet and there's no light in the closet, and I put cobwebs over the closet, well, then you're probably gonna be like, "What the hell's in that closet?" But if it's well lit, clean, and full of like fancy things, you're gonna be like, "There's no clown in this closet,"
Right.
So I don't know. I'm always just trying to look at things differently, but
I would move out of my house if there was a creepy clown even thought in my closet.
There are no clowns, period, in my home anywhere, in well lit or unlit locations.
Right.
Yeah.
As well as baby dolls, anything like that. They're not in my house. Not in my house. Not anymore. I couldn't get away from when the girls were really little, and they used to prey on my fear and hide those dolls underneath my blankets and stuff.
Here. This is Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman travels with me on the road. Yeah, he's a nice little fellow, and he makes his own little videos and stuff. And he travels on the road, and he sits on the merch table, and people like to say hello to him. And it's funny because people come up like, "Oh my God, is he a haunted item?" I'm like, "Well, no, there was 40 of them on the shelf at PARI." I like to hide him around the house and mess around with the family too, so it's fun for me.
That's great. That's
great. On the shelf.
That look creepy that are not haunted. I don't know why people always assume that just because it looks creepy, it's haunted. Like,
or just because
normal looking ones that are haunted.
This has been my new thing, by the way. Something I've been thinking about a lot lately. So they're like, "Oh, this is possessed by like a demon, like Beelzebub 2000. And he was born." And I'm like, "Wait a second. So you've got some like super like interdimensional demon, and he was like, I'm gonna possess something. I'm this. Now, once in a while, I fall over. Good choice. Like, who the hell would pay? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, you can do anything. You're like a demon. Right. So you're just like, what would be fun if I could just kind of chill on a shelf.
Right. Inside of a glass box. Yeah.
A glass box, and people leave you candy and stuff like that. You can't. It's weird.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I don't know. I think of things.
That's true.
after you started investigation, did you jump right into the show, or did you work with a team, or
I
kind of
did
like independently?
I had been doing this on my own since I was 15, or with like just random buddies. I was working in an ambulance company for a while, and I get the reputation of like being like the ghost guy. And I would come out of work at night, I'd work till 11. And I'd come out, like people would just be there. They're like, "Are you going somewhere?" Just going home. But like, and then like I look back now, I'm like, how trusting were both of us? Like, I'm taking you into the woods to some old building. I don't know you, but here we are, like doing these things. So I was doing that for years, and I had no idea that like actual teams existed. Like I was the only guy I knew that did this stuff.
Yeah.
So I come home one night and I see Ghost Hunters at the end of like season 1. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, there's no cops chasing them on anywhere. They're like they have equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome, So that was my beginning with actual teamwork. I had no clue.
That's so funny because that's almost the exact same thing that happened with me too. Like, I started off with the house experience. I started reading and just kind of like every once in a while picking up a book and learning about different theories and different kind of haunts and reading the haunted location books and stuff. And then I was pretty close to pushing 30 at the time. I mean, it feels like, I'm 43 now. It was a long time ago. But I just
we're
moved
the same
in.
age, and our lives are very parallel because I was in my late 20s. I was like 29 when Ghost Hunters started. So
and Ghost Hunters probably had been on maybe 2 or 3 seasons by that point. But I was like going back and watching the old ones. Yeah, I'm like, I didn't know you could actually like physically go do this kind of thing.
Right.
And I'm like, so then I got a bunch of friends at work that are like, oh yeah, we love Ghost Hunters. So it came like the weekly talk about the last episode to let's do a public hunt as a group and go to do it together. And then like every like couple months we were like getting together and going to a different location just as a private group.
Yeah.
And then, some people broke off because, they either left or went their ways, but finally ended up in the group I am. But yeah, it's just weird how like I didn't realize you could actually physically go ghost hunting in like these locations with like you said, legally.
Yeah.
and like experiment and explore, and that was pretty freaking sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah. Where you take me ghost hunting.
Yeah. I took him. I took him on his first ghost hunt up at Madison Seminary. Yeah. And history was made. I couldn't get rid of the guy after that.
Same with the podcast.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he just showed up one day. I'm like, you want to come in and talk on the podcast? And there he was, and he hasn't left since. So,
the Squatter podcast.
So, like, what kind of what would you call like the pinnacle, like, or I don't know if you want to call it the scariest, like, earth-shattering experience that you've ever had?
So I've had a couple of really like special ones for me, and the first being St. Augustine Lighthouse. So this was like I think season 2 or 3 of Ghost Hunters. And I'd only been with them on a couple of cases because, like I said, I never quit the day job. I was like, TV's fun, but like, healthcare pay, like working in healthcare pays the bills steadily. So we're going to stay with that. Of course, none of those guys have a day job anymore. So sometimes we make the wrong decision, but that's okay. I joke around. Like, everyone's path is different. Like I'm very thankful for the opportunities. I'm still friends with them. I can still go moonlight with them. But for me, I was like, I was worried about like my house, my finances. I was like, I'm just going to focus, But so I was with them in St. Augustine. It's the first time I see, a full body apparition and seeing this woman from head to toe and like hearing her voice. I'm like, and I remember like my IR was dying on the handycam and I'm like shaking, looking up at her. And like, I'm thinking, I've been looking for this for so many years. And now it was like right out of Ghostbusters. Like I was like Ray. I'm like just staring. I'm like, I don't know what to do now. Like this. Where the hell do we go from here? So that was awesome. Overseas, one of my favorite cases, probably my favorite case I've ever done. I mean, Lep Castle was a big one because that's one where I got down on the ground. Like that level of physical interaction. Outside of like once in a while I get like tapped or something. I never get that stuff happening. So that one time was like. Tango swears he saw my feet actually come up off the ground when it happened.
Wow.
So it was, to me, it was like the most amazing thing. I was like, what?
Yeah.
We did the Clark Air Base Hospital in the Philippines. And that place, I mean, it sounds like maybe not the most amazing things. Like we heard footsteps, we heard disembodied voices, which you don't get all the time, but they're a little bit more common.
Sure.
We did see a whitish apparition, but what I liked about this case was that everything that the client told us they experienced, we actually witnessed, we actually captured within the 2 nights we were there. And then when we played the stuff back for the guy, he was an older guy, but he was a security guard there for years. When the building fell into disrepair, he was still there, and people started to say he was crazy. They started to say he was a drunk, and like he felt bad. Like he started to believe what we said about him. So it's the only place where not only did we see everything and everything on the checklist makes sense, but like I really felt like we made a difference for somebody. Like he just broke down in tears when we showed him the videos because he finally had somebody else to back up his claims. So that was really neat. So that to me was like the best of the best. It may have not been the best evidence, but it was just really nice the way it all came together.
Yeah, I think some people just want that affirmation that they're not losing their mind, that somebody out there besides themselves understand and believe what they're going through.
Yeah, they want that validation.
Yeah. Tony says we got to get Dustin out to Madison Seminary, Fairfield, and the Inspiration House. If you ever come to Ohio, let us know, man. We got some spots.
Yeah, I can't wait to travel again. I miss being there.
Yeah, it sucks. We're going back to the Christmas thing. We were supposed to go down to Oglebay in West Virginia.
Oh yeah.
The weekend of Thanksgiving and see the beautiful lights down there, and now we're afraid to travel out of Ohio. I mean, we can't. We're technically on shutdown, so.
Right.
Oh man.
All the stuff. Rhode Island starts a state pause on the 30th. So the gym closes down again. And like that's a huge stress relief thing for me. Like I like to exercise, and so that's tough. And everything else is kind of going lopsided right now. But I do have and they're all free to watch. I don't even know how many, but from like December 1st to December 22nd, I think there's only 4 days that I'm not doing a live Christmas presentation. So the library sponsor them for all over the country, but they're free to register for and Zoom in. So there's one based on It's a Wonderful Life, one about A Christmas Carol, one about A Christmas Story, and then I'm also doing one on the Grinch and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So if you or any of your viewers want to check it out, they're all just listed on my website. You just go click the events link, and then you go to whatever day and just register on their Zoom link, and then you can just hang out and watch the show for free. So
that's awesome.
And if anybody's interested in that too, if you go back to our any one of our promo leading up to tonight's show, we listed all the websites so you can check out some of Dustin's stuff. So
I'll make another post tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll definitely because we'll share this out again and boost it up. So we'll share that out again for you.
Have a good time. Drink some eggnog and such,
Yeah, right. I'm ready. Like I said.
I'm excited. I love that you do that. I know, social media is wonderful, but at the same time, especially with celebrities, they all appear to have these super amazing lives, and people are so stuck on comparing themselves to anyone who's on TV. Yeah. And so I think that it's just an amazing thing that you do. And thank you. I know that you don't know me and it doesn't matter, but I appreciate it.
It doesn't matter.
And I'm sure there's so many people that appreciate what you do.
I love trying to help people, and I like to entertain people. Like all my lectures, my Hey Got a Minute thing, like I really am doing it for my own entertainment. Like yes, I'm people, but like if I'm not enjoying doing it, like I'm not going to waste my time. Like I need to have fun too, So,
I love it. I think I watched like 60 in a row.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Goose was like, wait, have you seen these? And I was like, what? And I like binge watched all of them. Thank God they're only a minute, because that would have.
Do you have a favorite day of the week? Like, do you like the Scientist Saturday ones, or do you like the Melodic Monday ones? Or
no, it doesn't matter.
You go through whatever.
No, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it's just so many things that I always try to say to people, like I am always trying to push the positivity, and it's just so refreshing to have someone, say all of these things. Like, I just want to make everybody watch them. I feel like they should be required watching in high schools.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
We haven't gone viral yet, but we're trying. And like I said, I'm not trying to monetize it. Like I just do it to do it. Like it's not set up to be monetized. But I think I enjoy doing the Techno Tuesday ones the most because I wear my big ski goggles and I can rant about how I hate technology and stuff, which is fun. So
John Gailey says Wacky Wednesdays are always fun.
Oh yeah, you never know what's going to happen on Wednesday. Indeed. Yeah, we did one where I know John is a big fan of Mr. Rogers, and my friend, one of my friends was able to get me. He has he collects museum pieces, and he has one of Mr. Rogers' actual show worn sweaters with a certificate of authenticity from PBS.
That is awesome.
So like I get to like toss one of the shoes and wear the sweater. I was like,
that's awesome.
Chills. I was like, this is amazing.
Yes, so cool. That's like a childhood dream.
Great wacky.
Another show I grew up watching.
Yeah,
so good.
Kind of going back into the paranormal a little bit. I know our time is running out. We got about 9 minutes left. Where'd it go? Did I? Yeah. Oh, Denise, you can put them up. Oh, never mind. I thought we were fighting each other with putting the comments up again. Do you want to know how often do you sit down and actually watch the current paranormal shows?
I try to watch at least a couple of each season, like to support my friends and such. You know, I'm always looking for a retweet, even if I don't get a chance to watch them all. I don't enjoy watching them like nonstop. A lot of times I'll DVR them and just catch them like when there's not much going on. And that's not like saying I don't enjoy, watching them. But I kind of feel like it's, I always use the same analogy. If you're a dentist and you drill teeth out all day and you can go home and watch a show where people drill teeth out, like you probably lose a little interest,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And sometimes like I'll watch some stuff and I'm like, I've been doing it long enough. I'm like, that's not real. Like that like bothers me, Yeah. But I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm always there to support people. So I always retweet and repost for them. And, I do enjoy watching it. I'm very proud of what Amy and Adam have been able to do. And I like the Holster Files quite a bit. And, of course, Ghost Nation and Ghost Hunters. Like I support people I've worked with, But I'll scroll through and kind of watch a little bit of everything, I mean, I'll sit in my hotel and eat a full pizza and watch Ghost Adventures on Travel Channel and then switch over and watch Aliens. Like, I watch all that stuff. So
I gotta admit to all you guys, I'm a huge Josh Gates fanboy.
Right.
Oh my God.
I love him.
I love Destination Fear, Destination Truth.
There's something so beautiful about that man.
Right? Like I don't care that they never find anything on the show. Like I just like watching him go around shopping or hailing a cab or whatever he's doing. He's so entertaining.
Like our own little Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
It's so funny. There was one year I did like 2 or 3 lectures, like local library lectures in a row in person. My buddy Cody was with me. And like, I don't know what it was, but every night the first question was, what was it like when you worked with Josh Gates? And I'm like, I just did an hour-long lecture about like spirits around the world that I handcrafted and put together for you. And you're like 3 nights. I looked at Cody the third night. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, are you paying people to bust my chops right now? Like, I love Josh, like I do, but I'm like, go to Josh's lecture and ask him what it's like.
Right. I've been trying to
bring that up. That was a sore subject, apparently. Noted. We will not talk about Josh.
I love him. It's just funny how it's always come up.
I've been trying to jump through hoops trying to get that man on this show. I don't know how to get a hold of him, but I'm making it like
Tim from the Old Mill.
Yeah.
So Tim's wife loves Josh Gates. And anytime like I do an event or something, I'll like always sign a photo for it. And I always write, sorry, I'm not Josh Gates.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious. That was a great event. It was cool seeing you out there. Yeah, unfortunately, it's like the couple times I've actually like seen you face to face at these events, it's like so busy and like you're watching your own table. It's like so hard to like actually get over and talk to people.
Yeah, it's hard to hang out at those kind of things for sure.
Yeah.
I'm always up for pizza though, so don't be shy, man.
Yeah. Next time if we ever happen to cross paths, I'll make sure I have a nice iced coffee for you, Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and a slice.
Just so you know, I'm not. I mean, you're on the right path, but you know.
I gotcha. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss any.
Now I'm hungry.
I know, right?
Yeah. We always end on food.
Fantastic looking frozen pizza. It's called like the Detroit something. It's like $10, and the box is heavy, which is making me excited. And it's advertising curled up little bowls of pepperoni. And I'm like, what? This is everything I've ever wanted in a frozen pizza. I just saw it today for the first time at Target. I'm like, I need to buy this. And when I watch Survivor Series this weekend, because I still like wrestling, I'm going to sit and eat this Detroit huge square pizza with the cupped up pepperonis. I'm so excited.
Nice. You'll have to give us a review. Let us know how it is. Normally frozen pizza is not great.
It'll be an old world pepperoni, man. I know a lot about pizza.
Yeah. That's the best.
Yeah, I miss back in the day going to my grandma's in Bayshore, Long Island, going to a place called Lombardo's. I was a little kid and I'd never seen a pizza so big in my life.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm like, how do I eat this thing? It's like, she's like, you got to do the roll. And she taught me the New York roll, where you like roll it up and like you stuff it in. I'm like, oh my God. But, they called them pies, which confused me. Because I'm like, what's a pie? We're eating pizza, right?
Right.
I'm like, I don't want apple pie. I want, and then, and my uncle brings a slice over. It's got sausage, ham, everything on it. He's like, I have a piece of garbage pie. I'm like, what? What is garbage pie?
That sounds awful.
He said it's got everything on it. It's got everything. It's all the garbage you want. I'm like, all right. But I'm like later on, I had actually looked at the menu. They call it the garbage pie. Nice. It's just like everything that they have thrown on a pizza, and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, the biggest.
And they were picking on
New York.
Oh, I love New York style pizza, but I've never had an authentic Chicago pizza, so I gotta get one of those and try that in comparison.
I favor New York over Chicago style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carrie said she owes a pizza shop,
Nice,
Carrie.
Oh, they have
a garbage pizza.
Do you have garbage pizza?
They do.
Right there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Where do you live, Carrie? What's your address?
But more importantly, where's your pizza place?
How about freezing one of those bad boys up and shipping it out to Ohio? So we're about at that time, man. Is there anything, like, real quick, once again, anything coming up immediately that people should be looking out for? I know you were talking about the Christmas lectures. Just one little hash out there for you.
Yeah, indeed. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've got winter Christmas lectures coming out starting December 1st. Everything's listed on my website, DustinPARI.com. And if you're in the area and you want to go to hang out with Brian Kano and I in Connecticut, December 4th and 5th, we'll be down at the Laughing Wheel House in Connecticut. It should be a really good time. And I appreciate you guys having me on tonight and everybody for tuning in. And I hope everyone has a really nice Thanksgiving and a nice festive holiday season.
Yeah, you too, man. Stay safe and enjoy it. And actually, what makes a reminder, everybody watching and our regular followers, next Thursday obviously is Thanksgiving, the big day. So we won't be on. We're taking the night off, and we're going to be with our families and probably Zooming with the ones that we can't be with physically. So, Carrie is actually in Menor. Oh my God, she's Ohio.
All right, we're going.
Oh my gosh, she's in Ohio. Carrie, I'll see you this weekend. I'm going to get a garbage pie. And Menor, that's up by Madison, so I'll swing up to Madison, eat my pie. Nice.
Yep, we're going there.
It's going to be a good weekend. But no, everybody, seriously, have a good Thanksgiving. We love you guys. We appreciate you watching. Dustin, again, thank you so much, man, for coming on. It was a blast.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And just be nice to each other.
Just be a good person.
Be a good person.
If you take anything from the show tonight, besides garbage pie being the best, just be a good person. All right, crypto heads, we will spook you later. We will see you in a couple weeks, December 3rd, with Matt Warner from Warner Paranormal. We love you guys. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. Bye. Yes, thank you for being